Alright, what's up? It's your boy Jackal Spade 04. This one's a new set, something new. I want to start talking about cars that are supposed to change or broke the format once they came out. Got a couple of them. One of the number one cars that everybody was a lot of hype around was this one. Let's see, my light's in the way. Let me see if I can clear that up. It's Night Shot. You know, everybody thought that Night Shot was gonna go ahead and replace, the Mystical Space Typhoon combo. For the most part, I like Night Shot. I don't think it can effectively take the place of MST just because one of the major drawbacks that it has is with Night Shot, of course, you cannot target a face-up, spell a trap, and really once it flips, that's when you have the problems. But the way that players have been playing for years in general is when if they have a face down skill drain, macros cosmos, or shadowing prison or light prison mirror, they generally just don't flip it for no reason. They generally wait to do it in response for something. So in that aspect, you're not really losing anything. But once they've already flipped it, and then next turn you draw Night Shot or Night Beam, it's a pointless card, because the thing that you really wanted to get rid of, or the thing that you didn't want them to respond to, it's already on the field. There's nothing you can do about it. Versus the MST, regardless when you get it, whether it's face up, face down, you can still go and take it. And if Night Beam had been a quick play, then of course, yeah, at that point it could have taken the place of MST. But since it's just supposed to be one, you can only play on your opponent as a turn. I think it's still a great card, especially depending on what type of deck that you're running. I think it's going to be most effective in a more of a aggro beatdown type of deck, because if your deck's always on the offensive, it's going to force your opponent to play more defensively, and that's when a card like that is going to really go ahead and shine in your deck. Versus MST goes great both ways, whether you're playing aggro beatdown or just straight control. Example of a control deck of a aggro beatdown or straight beatdown is going to be Chaos Dragons, and Dark Worlds, and more of your controlling deck. They really don't. This format we don't have just a dominant controlling deck. Last format it was more so agents. It was more of a control type of deck, control combo. But anyway, like I said, I like it. I would run one, maybe two, depending on what your deck. For the most part, most players I've seen don't run it at all, main or side. I'm gonna try it out locally to see how it plays, but most part I don't think it was as big as a game changer as everybody thought it would be. Because sneak peek opening day, everybody was valuing you at a $40 ultimate card, $30 ultra. As to now, we're 2 weeks into about a month into the new set, and it's already a $10 card. So generally the prices can tell you how good a card is. Now probably next set, or until somebody figures out something new that they can do with it, I don't think it's probably going to skyrocket or it's going to be that useful. It's a good tech card, but I don't think that it's going to be as replaceable as everybody thought. Well, I can just run through this card. I don't need MST anymore. Well, now you still need MST, because Night Beam still leaves you with a problem that you can't deal with the face down. A face up monster. The next card, I've been seeing this card getting a lot of flack and a lot of attention on Facebook and on YouTube, other people's channels, saying that it's really not as necessary anymore. That's Effect Veiler. The first time I heard it, I laughed. I'm like, this guy, is he serious? I mean, he doesn't know what he's talking about. But then I started playing other type of deck. I started paying attention to the way other people play, and depending on your deck, if your deck is aggressive enough, do you really care what your opponent does? Example, I have a Dark World deck. It's going to be a link down below, the one I'm working on, and I'm probably going to post my finished version in a couple of days. It'll be a link It's somewhere down there or somewhere up here once it's finished. But I don't run effect veiler in it. It's not that I don't need effect veiler, but effect veiler is a limited card, And what I mean by that is, an example I'm using Dark World is so you have so much advantage. You can destroy your monster with Grandpa smog plays. I can if I play Surreally, I can pitch and get goals effect, destroy whatever you have on the field. So I have so many ways I can destroy your backfield, your monsters. I can even have a lot of of course Dark World has a lot of hand disruption in it. So the couple plays that you do get out, me effect value is not going to make that big of a difference. So it's still a great card depending on the type of deck that you run. I'll say you can still run it, but if your deck is fast enough and it has a strong enough beatdown and if it's that aggressive, you really don't need it. Hey, again, if you guys think I'm wrong, definitely comment down below, thumbs up, thumb down, let me know what you think and why. But to be honest with you, I think the direction that the format's going and direction that speed is really since I was when MST first came out. Yeah, when you read it, it's a good card, but a lot of people didn't recognize it. And now the way that everything's going, especially when a lot of decks are archetype type driven decks, you have cards like Shadow and Prison Mirror that is a effect builder for the entire deck. If you're playing in Chaos, well, yeah, playing Chaos, Chaos Dragons, if you're playing Inzectors, you're playing Dark World, you have one card that really can either shut down the whole deck or shut down one half of the entire deck. So when you have that type of power in one card, is a one negation really worth it? I mean, I'll be honest with you, depending on what you're playing and what your opponent is running, I would still side it because you never can go wrong with negation. It's a good card, but I think the direction that a lot of people are going to is that if there's a better card that can stop you and that can stop your opponent from getting the effect out, why not run it? And give example of this is Dino Rabbit. Okay, you have Skill Drain. It's a permanent effect veiler. It shuts down their rabbit plays, their Guiba plays. So with that one card, you shut down their speed of their deck, and also if you run cards like Goza Match, they can't exceed into their boss monster. So then again, you're stopping down the segments of the deck that you need to stop, but you still don't have to wait for it as much as you would with effect veiler. So again, it really depends on what type of deck you're running, what type of player you are, what type of play style you have. Again, definitely comment down below. Let me know if you're right, wrong. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Either one doesn't matter to me. Comment. We can have a discussion about it. Again, Jago Spade 04. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I'm out.